All right, guys, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. It is October 9th, 9 p.m. Eastern. Shooter's Mindset episode 14 with 5-gun IDPA master A.j Stuart. We're going to introduce him in a second here. We're here with my co-host, Dustin Pluth, Team Springfield Armory, Animal Customs. He's where everybody knows him. So keep the live questions rolling. As always, guys, we got some stuff to give away. I'll get into that. About at the 15-minute point, we'll get into the giveaway here for you guys to enter and win some goods. We got an AR comp from Black Rain Ordnance, which is a nice, expensive, flashy comp. They make some good stuff over there. We're gonna talk about that in a little bit. But AJ, we got a couple questions for you. We got a couple questions. I'm sure the audience has a lot of questions for you. How long have you been shooting competitively?
I've been shooting competitively for about 5 years now. I shoot predominantly IDPA because up here in Pennsylvania we have way more of that than anything else. Where I live at, you can shoot an IDPA match twice a weekend from March till about December. It really doesn't even stop in the wintertime. It's an hour drive from my house, so I'm kind of lucky at that point.
So you're getting about a match or two every weekend?
Yeah, 2 or 3. Honestly, when you shoot during the week too, like Monday and Tuesday nights too. If you want to drive like half an hour, you can shoot 4 times a week at different matches if you want to.
Dang, that's nice. I like to get in that area. I'd be lucky if I can get in. I can probably get in that much, but I'll have to drive twice as far.
Yeah, here it comes down to choice of what you want to shoot, and that's even without going into New Jersey or Delaware. If you want to go in Jersey, you should do more than that.
There you go. In Jersey, really.
Yeah.
With all their gun laws, they have IDPA matches up there. No shit.
Illegal if you drive in. Go to the match and drive out. If you stop anywhere in between, get into a car accident, car breaks down, you're breaking the law.
Oh wow.
Welcome to New Jersey.
What do you got in your area? You got like how many matches you shoot in a week over there, Dustin? If you had the ammo.
In a week, probably 2. There's definitely a match every single weekend, so there's always something going down. And then we do have a practice usually in midweek. That you can jump in at between IDPA or USPSA or 3-gun or something. There's always something going on.
No doubt.
Without getting pulled up and arrested.
So you said you've been shooting for 5 years, AJ. Pretty long time. It's longer than I've been shooting. Not that I've been shooting a really long time or anything like that. But why Glock over the years? Why do you happen to stick with Glock?
They just seemed to work for me. Like I honestly didn't like them at first. I tried XDs first, and those worked all right. But 20,000 rounds started having extractor issues. They seemed to work okay. But then my friend loaned me this beat-ass Glock 17. It was rusty and like Gen 2 and broken and just looked horrible. Shiny one of those ones that rattle a lot. And I shot that thing better than anything else I currently own, and kind of just stuck with one. And here I am now. Not even a small fleet of them, and they just work.
So you still have that rusty Glock, or?
Nah, I had to give back to them.
Yeah, I give it back to him. So why not jump into the 2011 STI? You know, the 1911 round.
Honestly, I love those guns. If I touch yours, it will break.
if you touch it.
Those guns take the passion. I'm looking forward next year to trying more of them. I want to try limited with a real limited gun, and it'd probably a little bit of open class too. But as long as it works, the first time it doesn't work, anyone that knows me knows it's done. Like I have very little patience for that. Gotta work.
That's probably why you stick with the Glock, because they work like what 99% of the time, we can say.
Yeah.
We don't want to go too big-headed on the Glock pistol. We can make an hour show out of talking good stuff about Glock. We don't want to hurt Dustin's feelings over there.
Oh, I know, my ears are burning.
Yeah.
Go Springfield.
There you go.
You got any live questions over there, Dustin, or not to give away? It's kind of early.
Not yet. Let's just run the giveaway.
All right. So the giveaway for today's show, episode 14, we're going to be giving away, courtesy of snagmag.com. We're going to be giving away a SnagMag concealment holster. He has these for a variety of pistols. So if you're the winner, just go over to the website, check, see if he has it available for your concealed carry gun. Cars, Glocks, MFPs, 1911s, he has them for all. So we're going to be giving away that from SnagMag. I've got a $50 gift card to TechScience.com. That's going to be going out to the winner. Anything on their site, you get $50 to go ahead and shop with. We got a Black Rain Ordnance t-shirt. a Black Rain Ordnance hat. What do you got? I think he's got them over there.
Yeah.
So you're going to get that T-shirt. We got a baseball cap for you from Black Rain. And we also got a AR-15 556223 comp, which you can see right there. That's a very good comp. That's going to go out. All this stuff is going to go out to the winner. I hope I'm not missing anything. I think we got it all. Just type in "enter me" in the giveaway in the chat box. We'll announce the giveaway on the Shooter's Mindset, the winner on the Shooter's Mindset Facebook page. So go over there and give us a like, and see if you're a winner. We'll announce that at the end of the show. So there we have it. Let's see. How about a dry fire routine? I know you use a good book. We both use the same book. So let's get into that. Something to keep dry fire routine interesting, something to follow. And what's your dry fire routine day to day?
Okay. I tend to dry fire a lot of different things. I dry fire every day, unless I'm shooting a match, and I take the weekends off. But at least 15 minutes every day. I have little miniature USPSA targets, IDPA targets, little postage, little steels, hardcover things, you name it. I've even been like a little miniature war zone with little brown people attacking me. It's horrible. Yeah,
brown people attacking.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you do it 15 minutes a day. What book? You said you had a book that you like to follow. I have the same book.
I like Ben Steger's book. I think it's Steger. It's a good book. It's
No one knows how to say that dude's last name.
I think it's Steger. Like Steger.
Stugger. I don't know. I had him on the show, and I completely bashed his name. I'm surprised he didn't go off and curse me out and then leave.
He's used to that. I think he's German or something. He's used to that.
Yeah, we gotta send him this episode and just say, dude, how do you really pronounce your name again?
Yeah,
we'll see what he replies.
That's for sure.
We'll post it on the Duty Project forum.
Yeah.
Probably get a couple laughs over that. Or they will beat me down.
Your pistols are good too, that's for sure. Little laser thingies.
No doubt. No, would you use lasers for dry fire or no?
Neither dog. I do. I have a dedicated SIRT pistol, magwell and sights, everything like my normal competition guns, and I use that for a lot of my drills because having an AD would definitely suck.
There you go. Those SIRT pistols, you know a little bit more on those SIRT pistols. I've been thinking about either getting one of those or just getting like a Glock airsoft gun and just light the backyard up with airsoft.
Wear out. The SIRT holds up a lot better than that. You can adjust the trigger and everything.
On the SIRT pistols?
Yeah, the SIRT pistols. The airsoft ones die.
I don't know. I was told you can do it on the airsoft ones as long as you spend a decent amount of money. Don't go ahead and get the cheapest airsoft gun. I think they do have adjustable triggers on them. But the good thing about the SIRT pistol is that it tells you if you're jerking a trigger or you're doing something wrong. That's something that the airsoft won't do. So there's an option for you guys thinking about getting a tool to airsoft in your bedroom other than your actual gun. What are those pistols kind of going for over there, Dustin? You know how much they're going for? Like what, 300 bucks?
Yeah, I can't remember. I know I played around with some of them at the NRA show and then some other events and stuff like that, and they were definitely fun to play with. And then the live sim where you actually have like a screen and a TV, and it's kind of like a video game, but with pretty cool pistols, ARs and stuff like that too. It was pretty cool. Those are in the few thousands, but I think just the pistols are like 3 something maybe.
Definitely. You still not seeing the live feed there, Dustin?
Yeah, no, so we're good.
Okay, good. Yeah, we were having some technical difficulties earlier. Google Plus is doing a lot of Google and YouTube's doing a lot of updates, so we almost barely didn't even get this one going. So let's start with those live questions. Let's get those rolling. So you've been shooting for 5 years, AJ. How long how long did it take you to get to 5-gun IDPA master? And that's a real achievement. Something, if I'm what am I shooting? SSP, ESP, and I can do a little CDP. But to step into the revolver side of the world, that's kind of something that takes almost another training / skill set. So how long did it take you to get there? And what are your recommendations for someone trying to chase that goal?
I'm pretty fortunate up here. There's a bunch of Josh Lynch. He's actually right up the road from me. So we have pretty good talent up here in terms of revolver shooters. He always kicked my ass when I brought the revolver out, so that kind of had to go away. But yeah, it took me, I think, 2.5 or 3 years to make 5-gun. I made master with a little bit after the first year, and then I got all 3 of them done right away. And kind of SSR was easy, ESR is not. That gun gave me tendonitis, man. 625 is a man's gun. That thing is a beast.
So you were shooting, and your SSR was also a Smith. It was a Smith revolver.
Yeah, that was actually a police trade-in model 67. People think it fell down a couple staircases. It was rough looking. I went to like 2 minutes up to it, but it just worked good enough as it was. I made that the first time. 625 took some work.
So it did take you a little bit of work to get that ESR master class. I mean, I'm having a decent time. I've been shooting for about 2 years. I'm expert SSP. I'm having a little bit of a problem breaking into that master class realm. What are your recommendations for people, not only to move up in class, but to get to that master level?
It's just all dry fire. The more you dry fire and the more rounds you shoot. I think 1 year I shot 32,000 rounds of ammo or something like that. It's just more you shoot, and just people tend to plateau sometimes, and it's a little hard to break through that sometimes. But either you do that with additional training, or more dry fire, or honestly, shooting different sports helped me out a lot. It's just keep shooting, man. It'll get there.
So let's say dry fire 15 minutes a day using Ben Stoker's book, and try to shoot as much rounds downrange as you can, and have some dedication to it. Definitely, you gotta I always say, if you want to be a master or a champion at something, be really known, to be the best, you gotta almost think that 24 hours a day.
Yeah, there's also another book / CD that helped me out a lot. It was Laney Basham, or maybe I forget how you can pronounce his last name. With Winning in Mind, that is a huge book to have for CD. It is absolutely critical.
With Winning in Mind, right? That's wrote by the Olympian. He was Olympian, gold medalist. So if you guys are interested, I think you can get that book for like $10-15 right now on Amazon.
No book.
No, the CD. There you go. There's a recommendation. I don't like to read, so there you go. I'm gonna get the CD as well. But the book is like $10-15. If you want to read up on it, you can get the CD. It's definitely something to keep your mind in the game and how a champion and a gold medalist thinks while they're competing. So that's something you want to work on. So fire as much as you can. Of course, that budget comes into play. But dry fire 15 minutes a day, live fire as much as you can, and read up on that book. Do you offer any training yourself there, AJ, if someone's in the Pennsylvania area?
Not really. I'm too busy right now working and just doing everything I do on a daily basis. But I hope to get into that down the road here soon. But it's just right now it's just not going to happen with the way the industry is, and working in a gun store, and I'm always busy. There's too much stuff.
So we got a couple live questions that came in. Dustin, you have it?
Yeah. Kind of off the round counts per year. What do you reload? Do you reload or do you use factory ammo?
I reload a lot. I work at a store called King Shooter Supply. They manufacture cast bullets, and that definitely helped me out a lot. I shoot a lot of lead, man, because it's cheap. It's not ideal, but it's really accurate and it just works. I load on a Dillon press. Got a lot of stuff under it. Federal primers only. Everyone has their own pet loads they like.
And the thing, you mentioned federal primers only. I found out the hard way. My Glocks, both my 17 and my 34, do not like Winchester primers.
Nope.
I found that out the hard way. I'm sitting there at a big match with all the pros around me, and I was just click, 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 like 6 in a row. And I looked at my gun. I almost wanted to throw it down range, but it really wasn't the gun. It was actually those primers, and I figured that out the hard way. So it does like CCI, but Federals is my choice.
Yeah, that's normally like a reduced striker spring. My guns are run 4-pound striker springs. This is the latest one Wolf makes, and that thing won't even look at a CCI primer.
Really? I know I have some reduced striker springs in there, but I'm not sure off the top of my head what pounds they are, so I got to look into that. But they fire CCIs and Federals fine, so no worries there. You got another question there, Dustin?
Yeah, kind of going on the gear now. Are you going to, since the new rule book is coming about now and it's all in effect, are you going to change in your gear or anything on your firearm to go with the new rules?
No, the holster's getting slid back half an inch. That's about it. Exact same blade tech drop. You got a black ice thing. crazy fast holster. It just works, and independent mag pouches. But nah, nothing. The new rulebook hasn't done anything that bad to me.
Yeah.
Here, have you,
Well, now you can switch out your stuff in SSP, like your guide rod and all your good stuff there. So.
I'm a tinkerer, man. I shoot ESP for a reason. I tinker there.
Yeah.
Speaking of SSP and Glocks, here I just got this in. I wanted to show this. This is from Innovative Gunfighter Solutions. They took my Glock 17 and did a lot of crazy slide work to it. There, you can see that frame's fully stippled there, magwell. Funny thing was, and AJ just told me this. I thought maybe it was a little bit different, but doing stuff like this to your slide. If anybody knows out there, I know AJ just told me. But if you guys know the rule books off the top of your head, does this knock my gun completely out of IDPA? Does it make my gun illegal? Or can I still shoot an ESP? So that's something for the live viewers out there, maybe a little trivia question. With slide work and serrations custom done like this, does it take my gun out of IDPA period? Okay. See if that question rolls in there, Dustin. The answer.
Right on, will do.
If you got any more, we could probably take one more. If you have a question yourself, just go for it.
I guess with going with the guns, are you going to go into USPSA, or are you going to have like an open gun yet? Earthshine 404 asked that.
I actually built myself a open Glock 17 about a year or two ago. I run 9 majors to that thing, but it's just not the same as a wide body STI or something like that. And I'm actually probably going to shoot some of that next year. I'm looking for something reasonable out there, a 9mm major, or just having somebody build me one coming for next year. But open definitely is getting my attention here. Everybody wants to shoot production and single stack for whatever reason, but open just looks like fun to me. If you're traveling, spending the money, going all across the country to place, you might as well have something that's really cool and kind of loud and obnoxious.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the reliability of a Glock open gun? Every ones that I've seen usually have issues. What are your thoughts for someone thinking about building an open gun?
Mine likes major, which scares a lot of folks from loading it. It's a compressed powder charge with auto comp. It's not for the faint of heart. Brass comes out a little shorter than it went in the gun. But mine worked pretty well. I had to lengthen the extractor on it and run a 10-pound wolf spring or some crazy light thing like that. I bought the Jagger kit and ended up doing some machine work to it and just basically hammered on it and polishing it until I got it to work. Shot it for about 2 or 3 matches and kind of went back to limited.
So it definitely does take some tweaking to get that, pretty much like every open gun though, but it does take a little bit of extra work and customizations to Glocks to get them to run right or reliable enough to get through a match. Thoughts on Glocks for limited, like a Glock 35, just running limited? Do you think are you still be able to compete with those STI limited guns and all the 2011s?
I actually run a 35. I have 2 of them set up. I tried this one of those crazy heavy CCF stainless steel frames. That thing didn't like me very much. But the Glocks, I think they have I'm not sure it's an edge, but they definitely have a usefulness in that arena. If you want to get into it, it's a great platform to go with. The STIs are definitely sexy, or the Caspians or Springfield or anybody you want to talk to. But I think they're definitely useful. I know there's a couple of GMs that run Glocks.
Spend the money and get a 2011 and all that, but I definitely would do a limited Glock 35, no problems.
I got a few people saying that as long as it's not considered lightning, if it's just serrations, then you're okay. I know in USA you're not in production. Mike said that.
Well, yeah. So there.
Can't shoot no production.
Here's another close-up view. Let me see if I can lock my. So there it is. You see the whole top of the slide has like almost M&P like serrations, and then you got like your press check serrations up there. But that's it. So I don't know if that's considered, if I walk up to nationals and they look at this, they're going to be like, hell no. So that's his answer is what I originally thought, but I don't know. We'll find out. I'll go over to my match director and I'll run it by him and see what he says. I know I could probably get away with doing this on a local stage, but I don't want to spend all the money, travel to a match, pull out this, and they look at me like I'm crazy.
I think he's beautiful, that's for sure. I think it's gorgeous, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Does this make it? A lot of people think Glocks are ugly guns. What's up with the rumor with that? Look at this piece here. It's a nice piece, man. I think Glocks look. I don't know. It kind of grows on you.
Yeah, it's like a tumor. It definitely grows on you. But
I mean, when you look in the gun counter,
kill
you
you in the end.
look at it and you're like, I don't know, but everybody's telling me it's reliable, so let me go get it. And then when you get it, you're like, oh man, these things are awesome. So I got a couple of questions here. Something I haven't shot and something I've always been thinking about getting into, and that's GSSF, which is the Glock competitive shooting sport. You shot it a lot. You've been successful at it. Explain some of their rules. I know their rules are kind of like, definitely this isn't. I don't think this can even get in there. No way. I think you just need to have a bone stock, almost out of the box Glock. So talk about some of their rules and some of the benefits of shooting GSSF matches.
yeah, Anthony, you're definitely right. They'll definitely panic if you see it rolling anything that custom looking out there. It's definitely more of a beginner sport. I hate to say that, but it definitely is. A lot of guys get their feet wet into that. It's not really like USPSA or IDPA. It really is a bullseye match on the clock. Accuracy is incredibly it's if you can't keep everything in a 6-inch or 8-inch circle at 25 yards, you're going to get hurt a lot. It's just totally bullseye. It's just totally different animal. External modifications are a massive no-no. They do have open class you can shoot. They have competition, civilian categories, and law enforcement, all that kind of good stuff. Give away a lot of free guns. Glock does a great job of promoting it and traveling around the country, and I think they go to like every single state. I think they come here twice. I know New Jersey and Delaware, they're all over. It's just a accuracy intensive sport. I think it definitely helps a little bit cross training wise.
Yeah, so I probably want to get out to the indoor, push that target back to 25 yards, and see what I can do before I step into I don't know if they call it sanction, but like they have some of the local clubs put them on down here, and then in St. Augustine, Florida, they put on like a big, a lot of competitors in that GSSF match up there. They give away a lot of guns, a lot of Glocks. So if if you're extremely accurate at 25 yards and you own a Glock, that's pretty much stock, or you can take out the parts, make it stock. Get out there and see if you can win yourself a Glock or two, man. I know. How many have you won? You said you won like 4 or 5 Glocks from those matches, right?
I think I'm at 4 now. I just thought of another tip about GSSF. You're allowed to shoot more than one run. You're allowed to shoot like competition division, civilian division, and even pro or open division if you want. Always shoot you can shoot them back to back. Shoot your practice, so that way you have a warm up. That's definitely another thing that helps in those kind of matches. Bring a chair. It's going to be a while.
There's a lot
of same stages too. Like it's kind of like a steel training.
Yeah, I think there's 3 or 4 stages, but they're always the same. They're in the big giant rulebook they send out. They don't ever change them.
There you go. So
and
you
the
can probably
scoring
practice
of
those a lot.
Isn't it? Isn't like a tier prize system or something? So like everybody gets crazy amounts of stuff.
Yeah, it's I think first place, second, third, they win stuff, and they give away Glock knives and gift certificates and $100 off coupons and checks, and everybody gets stuff. There's a new shooter. I think there's actually a new shooter raffle. You can just enter your name and you may win a gun that way.
There you have it. There's one coming up, St. Augustine. It's the day, what is it, November 9th. It's about a 4-hour drive for me. I was thinking about doing it, but I'm definitely going to have to take a lot of things out of my Glock in order to do it with my 34. What do you got over there as for GSSF matches, Dustin, up by you?
We Valley at my local range. They do one every year. And I think up in St. Louis, which is like 2 hours from me, I think they do one as well. I went out there I didn't shoot it, of course, but I went out there with a buddy, and he shot, and I think he actually did walk away with a few $100 gift certificates or something. Not a gun, but I think he did walk away with some goodies, so I was pretty impressed with how smooth things were going, too. But it did remind me of like a Steel Challenge-esque match.
Yeah, no doubt. We're at the midway point here for those of you folks just joining us. We have the giveaway, as always. We're going to be giving away a Black Rain Ordnance T-shirt. Something very similar to that, or that's going to be the shirt that's going out to you. We have a Black Rain Ordnance hat, and we're giving away a AR-15 5.56 muzzle comp for the AR rifle, just like that there. Is it blued or is it that stainless? Can I choose either or? So you can. There you go.
We have it all.
Stainless or blue, did you get your choice? If you guys own an AR, 3-gun or recreational. Snagmag.com's kind enough to donate a Snagmag concealment holster for it to carry an extra spare mag. That's going to go out to a winner. And a $50 gift card to Tech Science. Anything on techscience.com, $50. So that's all going to enter me in the giveaway. Just type that in the chat box, and we'll choose a winner on the Shooter's Mindset Facebook page at the end of the show. So stay tuned, give us a like, and see if you won. See if you won all the goods. King Shooter Supply, AJ, you mentioned that you work there, and you're obviously coming to us live from there, so your job's obviously kind enough to let you get right off of work and join us. Talk about King Shooter Supply. I know we talked a little bit about it being a gun shop, and they make lead bullets. If people wanted to, get something from you, what's the .com or what's the phone number? How can they get a hold of you?
It's just betterbullets.com or kingshootersupply.com. I feel kind of bad because you guys are giving away stuff. I'll actually give away a box of bullets to somebody. I'm not sure how. I'll get to you guys after the program, whatever. We actually make lead bullets. I'll throw a box in there since you're giving away so much awesome swag.
There you go. So courtesy of AJ and King Shooter Supplies, you're going to get a box of lead bullets. I don't know how many, but I'm pretty sure it's a good amount.
Yeah,
so for you, there you go, 500. So for you reloaders out there, 500 rounds. Go blow them at the range and improve, or go to a match with them. Do it. They're reliable. So there you go. So add those 500 round count of bullets from AJ and King Shooter Supply. Thoughts on the Gen? What you got there?
Yeah, I was gonna say it might be a heckler here, Brian. He said, "Did you lock your door to keep Matt from breaking in and making faces behind you?"
Yes, we did. Matt's actually a pretty good role guy, but he's definitely active in the forum. He's a good friend of mine. Can be a pain, but he definitely knows what he's talking about. He probably has an opinion too about your side. Me and him argue about that all the time.
Yeah, we're getting 8.2.1.6 rulebook and everything in the chats here. So
he's that guy. I just shoot stuff, man. I really don't know rules as good as I should. I just go up and have fun and shoot stuff and enjoy myself.
Yeah, me too. I'm on the same thing. I always talk to other people. I'm like, dude, what's the deal with this? They're like, yeah, no, you can't do it. So that's the way I.
And you're just like, I like to go fast. I want to go fast.
Yeah. There you go. There's a picture of some bullets.
Whatever you want, caliber, whoever wins, contact me and we'll take care of the rest.
There we go. Thoughts on the Gen 3 versus Gen 4 Glocks?
Everything I own is Gen 3. I don't have a Gen 4. I do like the mag catch on them. I just didn't feel like changing my whole deal up with everything. Whenever you start buying doubles of things to travel, which is definitely a good idea. Don't ever hop on a plane with just one of anything. It's just a recipe for disaster. Mag catch is definitely a nice addition to Gen 4. I don't have to turn my hand at all to get it, but it's Gen 3 only for me, man.
Well, why only Gen 3? There's got to be something about the Gen 3. I'm a Gen 3 guy myself. I just can never get into the Gen 4. I think they did make some, with the whole, what is it, the back straps, and, it fits people's hands better. They got some texture on it. But I don't know. I actually seen a lot malfunction at local levels in 9mm specifically. They might have fixed them, and, they might be fine now, but I just always been a Gen 3 guy because I just know they work and it's going to go bang every time I need it. So I don't know if that dual recoil spring I know they had a little issue with that in the beginning, but they fixed it. So what are your thoughts on why not Gen 4?
The same thing you said. I've seen some issues. I know that Apex makes a failure-resistant part for it. I don't know what they call it, resistant part. I like bulletproof personally, but I know Apex makes some parts for them to improve that. But I've heard some guys have issues with them. I've seen a couple guys. One thing the Gen 3s do, everybody shoots SSP. All the table starts. It's always fun watching the guys smack the gun, knock the mag out. Gen 4s won't do that on you. It has a little shorter mag catch, but it's moved back. And just all my guns have metal guide rods in them because of the ESP, and just tuning-wise, it makes more sense.
Yeah, definitely. The benefit. People are like, "Oh, what's such a benefit between steel versus the polymer guide rod?" And some people will say there's a weight issue, but to me, I don't think the weight really has much to do with performance-wise. I think the fact that you can just change your recoil springs out easy, and you can tune it and mess with that. to find what's good for you. I think that's the real benefit of a steel guide rod. What are your thoughts on that?
3 years ago, I would have had the biggest debate with you in the world about that, man. I tried tungsten, I tried steel, I tried aluminum, I tried all this fancy crap. Now I'm just back to the steel one. Like, I thought there was a huge difference, and then I went from IDPA to steel challenge, and that tungsten guide rod, my gun was flying all over the place. It wasn't stopping. Now I just run a steel one for everything. Tungsten definitely, if you're shooting major power factor, like a G35, it definitely helps a massive amount. But it's just I don't know if it matters anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I had the same thing. I had a tungsten, and I don't know. It didn't do it for me. I don't know. Maybe if I run it in a 35, but I just went back to the steel ones. I have no problem with the polymer ones. It's just that whole adjusting the springs and poundage and stuff like that. See which one works the best. You got any live questions, Dustin?
Yeah, now they're rolling in pretty good. I guess kind of going off the bullets, since you showed some bullets out there. What's your favorite, I guess, caliber to shoot, and then what bullet grain and everything?
9mm 147s because they're cheap. 9mm is cheaper to load than anything else. I run a strange powder for that. I actually run auto pump, which is more for open gun guy, but I find it works great and everything else.
Nice.
And I load on 180s. I load 180s in 40 cal and 230s in 45.
Nice.
Yes.
All right, kind of going off of that. I guess Jeff is asking what kind of off of gear, I guess. Shooting glasses, colored or clear, and why?
I run XX2Is. I kind of like them.
And what color lenses do you have? And because I heard some stories of why this color's better, like amber is better than clear for some reason. Any thoughts on that?
I try to run with the least amount of tinting as possible. A couple of my friends that are good shooters, they run total clear ones in bright sunlight. My eyes will die if I do that. I have to run a little bit of tint. I don't like polarized. I tried them. Polarized makes everything, it does pop more, but it looks like post-apocalyptic. I don't know how to describe it. Like, everything just looks wrong. Like, green's the wrong shade. Like, don't do anything that weird. I've seen some guys even change lenses out. One eye, one the other. I just don't like sunglasses.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely, I don't know. I haven't seen that yet, but I can imagine that'll be kind of weird. I've seen people with, like, stuff on the side of their glasses, I guess, to keep their vision downrange, but I've never seen the two different lenses in there.
I think anything that blocks your vision is probably bad for you. I shoot with both eyes open. People talk about eye dominance and that kind of stuff. Your eyes change every day. This is something you got to do for you.
And what's your philosophy behind that though? I shoot with obviously I actually close my eye a little bit, just slightly. Is that something you kind of grow out of and just end up shooting with both five open, or is there an advantage to one or the other?
It's weird. I tried the whole. I used to like a little bit of clear tape, like talking like a pea-sized, quarter-inch piece of clear tape with the acute area of my eye. I like to set my eyes where I want to draw at. Like, if I can't look where I want to draw, it bugs me. I know if I want to draw over there, I want to have my eyes right there. And it's just, again, just getting used to what you like.
There you go.
Just keep experimenting, and I'm not really a fan of hats. Like, anything that, if you wear it every day, I'd say do it. If it keeps the brass out of your eyes, yeah, having brass land on your glasses does suck. But if you don't wear your hat every day, I think it probably screws you up if you're only putting it on that one day you're out in the sun shooting. Your eyes aren't used to that.
There you have it. I wear hats a lot. The only time I really do take my hat off is if I'm doing any prone stuff in IDPA or anything prone period, because that's the bill of that cap will get, when you're going prone, it'll block your vision from seeing that target. So I learned that the hard way. So anytime I go prone, I definitely toss it to the side, and but I run a hat for everything else. I don't know. I'm just used to it though. What do you got over there, Dustin? What are your thoughts on the hats? And you shoot with a hat all the time, don't you?
Yeah, I actually shoot all the time with the hat on. And yeah, if I'm going prone or going underneath something, then yeah, I'll either tilt it back or I'll just take it all the way off. And then I started actually running polarized glasses this year, and I'll be picking up some Rudies pretty soon. And it's kind of weird because I try to, before I get on the match or each stage, is to see which lens I like the best. But pretty much either a smoked or an amber is why, or a clear. So I'm all over the damn place. So
there you go.
I could be wrong.
Just one thing about the hats before I forget here. One thing hats definitely help at, people forget about a lot of them, is at night matches, like Smith & Wesson Winter Nationals or anytime you're shooting in the dark. Guys like to put hats up real high. You can pull your hat down low and block out the light, so that way you can get your eyes set to them. A lot of guys forget about when it's dark out, they always take their hat off or whatever, and the color inside your hat matters too. Like, either you have a black brim or a white brim. It'll affect the light. If you're shooting in the dark, these low light matches like Triple Crown or something like that, you might want to think about that. Like try to where the lights are on the stage. You can pull your hat a little lower, a little higher to keep the light directly beaming in your eye.
That's interesting. I didn't even think of that one.
I have one of those coming up pretty soon too.
Anybody more answers on this gun here? Is it going back and forth, or they're pretty much solid on?
Giving up the, all the IDPA rules, and it's kind of just saying the whole slide lightning. So it really depends on how much those actually go into the slide. So I would definitely take it to your area coordinator and have them take a look at it.
Well, there's a lot there, so I'm assuming they probably did knock off some weight, and that right there itself can probably make it illegal. I don't know, whatever. We'll figure it out when I go to the local match coming up. Then again, if you guys are curious, this is done by a couple of my buddies, John, over at Innovative Gunfighter Solutions. So if you guys are looking, hit them up on Facebook. So if you guys are looking for some Glock work, M&P stuff, they do a lot of polymer framework. Go hit him up on Facebook and tell him the Shooter's Mindset sent you, and maybe he'll give you a deal. Maybe he'll knock some bucks off there.
I might even talk to him. None of my stuff's undercut like that. He did a nice job on that thing.
Yeah, it's definitely. When I saw it on the Facebook, I was like, dude, that's pretty slick looking. The undercut's definitely unique on there. So I don't know. It feels good though, so I have no complaints there. I'm definitely gonna do a review and shoot a couple matches on this pistol with all the work done to it, and I'll get back to you guys on my final thoughts on it. But let's talk a little bit.
Great cheese with that Glock slide there.
You can. It's aggressive enough. I can definitely take some cheese right now and get some good grading going on.
The most effective thing with the Glock. There you go.
There it is. So not only are they reliable, but you can also get some cheese, grade some cheese. Multiple uses with this one. AJ here. Thoughts on this? Is something that caused a little bit of controversy between some shooters. Some shooters don't. Some people don't want to go into it too deep. But tell us how you feel about it. The new IDPA rulebook. We kind of hit a little bit on it. What are your thoughts behind flat-footed reloads and not being able to move in reloads, even though you're behind cover and that whole deal?
Well, I'm buying an open gun, so that should say something. But
well, with IDPA though, you can't shoot open air, so it's still gonna.
Yeah, interesting rule. It's gonna be interesting to see how they enforce you can reload in the open, but you can't, but you can move. It's going to be interesting to see which clubs. As always, clubs always kind of run things differently, a little bit differently than local matches do, and big matches and sanctioned matches, and just the little bit of traveling I've done. I can tell you matches are definitely different from one part of the country to the other. It's going to be interesting to see how that gets enforced and how that actually plays out a little bit. I was at the little town hall meeting thing they had, whatever they called it, at Nationals. Didn't go too in depth into that, but.
So here's my thoughts on it, Dustin, and you can tell me if I'm wrong or elaborate on it. But once you're behind cover and you run dry, you can no longer move, even though you're behind cover. You can't even initiate the reload. That means try to go grab your mag, and do it, and you kind of move a little bit. They ding you there. So you got to completely be flat-footed, complete your reload, and then move. So there it is. One of the few rules I have a little bit of. I just kind of why that type of reaction. But there you have it. I don't know. What do you got on it, Dustin?
Yeah, for sure. That's how it was explained to me by my area coordinator. And I'm actually lucky because I'm friends with the area coordinator of a few my surrounding areas. And that's what they're dinking everybody on. And we've actually implemented it in some local matches already. And I'll be shooting the Kansas match this weekend. And it's already in place. And so I know I just pretty asked them, where am I going to get my procedurals now? So start training and making sure you have flat footing. And it's not one of those things where your slide's not down and you move and you come back into cover and you slide down and then you go. No, if you move, you already get it. There's no going back. So if you flinch, you already got the 3. You already got the finger. So just take off running.
But there's also no FTDR now anymore. You can round dumping, so I guess you just run and go have at it and see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole round dumping, and now you can air gun.
Oh, unless how they define it as they can make a fault line. They can declare that this bay is off limits. No, yeah, it started at the driveway. They can do that.
I actually heard of it. I don't know if there's like a set rule, but some guy was at my club, an SO was like, yeah, it's going to be like 15 feet behind the whole deal.
Yep.
But I'm like, dude, you really, from that type of distance, you really can't even almost see all the targets or, really see how the stage is on. Some of them you can, some of them you can't. But it's, I don't know, I just find it kind of another one of those things. It's kind of just, what? But I don't know. I don't see the point of air gunning 20 feet back that way. I mean, what's that going to really do you?
Yeah, IDPA is kind of my baby in terms of the shooting sports. Is what I started on. So I've done more of it in. It's just so popular up here. Definitely going to be a change for the whole sport. We'll see what happens though.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to affect, but it won't. Like I said, you probably won't. You probably run a match and probably won't. There's probably a lot of stages that you probably won't even really notice any. Just run it like normal. But then they're going to throw those stages in there, just going to throw you off with the new rules, and you're just going to have to stage plan for it and just make sure you don't get the finger or run out of fingers. If for those you guys don't know, obviously a finger is a procedural, which adds 3 seconds to your time, and that can ruin you. It can be the first and second place to the match that day. So. But there are a lot of good rules, especially for Glock people. So now you can run a steel guide rod and SSP. That's kind of a benefit for Glock people because the MMPs and I think what the XDMs do run factory steel guide rod out the box. So that helps you guys out a little bit. There's some other rules that are good, but we're just talking about the bad ones, I think, or the disagreements we have. Let's go into IDPA Nationals. Both of you guys, AJ and Dustin, were happen to be out there. I couldn't make it. What are you guys' thoughts on that match? I heard it was a rough one for a lot of people. I heard there was a lot of DQs, equipment issues. A lot of top shooters had some trouble. But I also heard it was a good match, and they actually treated all the shooters well. So what do you guys take on Nationals?
You want to go first, Dustin, or should I go?
No, you go, man.
Yeah.
You're the
Nationals is fun, man. I had a lot of fun out there. Tulsa is an interesting town, man. It's always windy out there. I don't know why. What strange weather. It's interesting on that place. But it was a good match. It ran. I don't think it ran along, but it was definitely a long day by the time you got done with it. There were some interesting target identifiers out there. There were. I think it was the what was it, movie theater stage with everything brown and square and targets, but whether others were not. Watched a couple guys get DQ'd on that one, but not on the right thing. It was there's that in the rebar stage. It was interesting.
And how'd you do out there? How'd you place out there, AJ?
I finished third master.
So that's a nice finish. You're talking about the best of the best at nationals and master, and you just took third. So very very good match for you, Dustin. What did your take? I think we heard it last with Randy. We heard a little bit about nationals with you. But what are your thoughts on it? Anything to add?
Yeah. I mean, it was a great match. USSA is a beautiful range, and the facility itself was awesome. The match hotel was pretty cool with all the stickers and logos on all the windows and the elevators and stuff like that. And they didn't let me take a damn trophy home off the table, so I know Michael, the area coordinator for Music City Cup, he has one for me. So
there you go.
You'll see a trophy. And Caleb Giddings said he promised me one, but he's a liar.
Any live questions there, Dustin? Off of that?
Yeah. Woods SK610 says, "Does AJ put extra awesome on his Cheerios in the morning?" So what do you like for breakfast?
Actually, it's strange. I actually eat a bigger breakfast during match days. I like oatmeal and that kind of stuff. But match days, I'm eating an omelet or something giant, try to sustain me through the rest of the day. And always Red Bull. Despite my natural hyperness, I like Diet Red Bull. It is awesome.
There you go. So big breakfast and some Red Bull. I don't follow the big breakfast thing, but I definitely follow the Red Bull thing. What are your thoughts? And I heard this listening to some of Ben's podcast. eating a lot of these state matches, they'll have like a big barbecue in the middle, a big lunch, and everybody's grubbing out baked beans, pork. Everybody's eating the goods. And then, what are your thoughts on that? Ben says, not to eat that stuff because then after that, your match kind of goes downhill. You're full, you're tired. And he just said to snack throughout. Bring like a little cooler and snack. So, what do you have on that? What are your thoughts on that?
I'm right there with him. I'm always taking pistachios or cashews. I will not touch the big giant meal. I take a salad. I eat almost constantly at nationals. That and water. I drink tons of water, and I don't ever trust anybody to have food, or I don't trust anybody to ever have water. I've heard stories and seen guys get sick drinking out of those big igloo things. I don't go near those things. Bottled water only, and if I can, I try to take a yeah, I don't go near those things, but it's yeah, I don't trust the food. I've been places where you think there's food there and then there's no lunch there, then you'll die. It's just bad.
Yeah.
So if you guys take anything from this chat, don't ever drink out of an igloo. Don't ever drink out of that.
Don't trust the food. We're in Mexico.
Know that Glocks are pretty awesome. Those are the two things that you guys can take away from this thing.
Snacks
And bring a lot of cashews and snacks. Don't eat that. Stay away from the big stuff. I always eat the big stuff, and I kind of learned that. Another thing that I learned the hard way, just eating huge, filling up, and then just not wanting to even finish the match. I was done. After that, I just wanted to kind of go home. Like, I really didn't. The match was too long. I was kind of tired. I was like, shit. How many stages have we shot? 8. So we got 4 more to go. I'm like, shit. So whatever. It's
not all.
But it doesn't affect everybody. So you got to find out, how your body does. Because I know guys that eat those meals all the time and they come out and win. So it just, figure it out for yourself. If it works for you, if it don't work for you. We got any more live questions there? I know we just took one. Take one more.
Yeah. Can I go back to training or something like that? It'll be when are you trying to go fast? Do you think that you should go fast or just let it happen, or be patient and or try to push yourself? So how do you get faster? I guess on the draw, on your reload, on movement. Just try to push it till the wheels fall off, or actually be patient and speed will come.
Whenever I practice in dry fire, I always do 110%. I push really hard in practice in dry fire, because that's when you make your mistakes, and that's fine making mistakes then. When you're shooting the match, especially with IDPA, I'm always trying for most accurate. It's just because the scoring system's that way. In USPSA, at least if you're shooting major, you can hit Alpha Charlie and you'll be all right. In IDPA, you go down 3 points from the stage. That's a second and a half times 12 stages. That's just, you won't win that way. IDPA, I try to throttle way down, just all zeros, and as long as you don't get procedurals or ding nothing you should, and it'll work out. Just IDPA means go slow.
There you go. What do you got for improving your accuracy? What do you do? Is there a drill you recommend? Because I know some people will have that. They kind of try to find that middle point where it's fast drills, but your hits are all zeros, medium, and drills to increase your accuracy.
You're getting a little bit of feedback there. I think I got the gist of it. But accuracy, just try to shoot. If you can shoot 25, 50 yards, and as dumb as it sounds, just dry fire at little teeny targets. If you can condition your brain to think that click, don't flinch, don't do nothing. You call your shots. Calling your shots is a huge thing. If you can't do that, you need to practice more. Calling your shot, you got to have faith where that bullet went. You have to know where it went. And it's just 50 yards. If you get used to shooting at 25, 50 yards, all of a sudden a 10-yard headshot strong hand ain't nothing no more. If you know you can 50 yards and keep all 10 rounds on the round 0, you're golden.
Yeah, so there you have it. Dustin, you got any take on accuracy drills?
That's my weak side. So I try to do all the standard stuff. That 42 round count standard at nationals, a lot of people were dropping a lot of points in there, and myself included. I dropped way too much. So it's that's what I try to do, is try to go slow, push it when I can. Local matches, I try to push it till the wheels fall off, and then at national matches, try to gear it down a little bit when I can.
Here we go. Advice for beginners entering into shooting sports: IDPA, USPSA, Steel. What do you have advice for the beginners?
Um, just dry fire, and if you can, try to find someone local that's good, like a master or whatever, just someone you can feed off of. 'Cause if you shoot with people that are better than you, you're going to feed off of them. If you can just get with someone early on and establish a work ethic of just I want to do something every day, and like the 15 minutes I told you earlier, that's like my baseline thing. I'll do that 3 times, 4 times a day. I try. I've never done real long dry fire sessions, but if I know nationals is coming up or whatever, I'll dry fire 3, 4 times a day. Um, it's just put the time in, and it will pay back. It will come back to you.
Is there anything you do? Do you increase the live fire as well for nationals, or it's just something you increase the dry fire on?
This year I didn't do near enough live fire, honestly. I just dry fired. I I might shoot once a week, like 100 rounds live fire, 200 rounds, take some friends to the range and kind of hang out. But you can't confuse going to the range and shooting with going to the range and getting good practice. A lot of guys get in a group of social circle and they get into a group of they want to hang out with their buddies on Sunday morning and shoot 400 rounds, 300 rounds, whatever. You got to go there with a goal and you got to go there focused with what you want to do.
Yeah, that's a very good point that he brought up there. A lot of people just kind of, and you see it all the time at indoor ranges specifically. People just going over there blowing rounds, but not really working on any specific technique, strong hand, weak hand. They're not trying to push the target out 25 yards. Everybody's keeping the target, 10 feet in front of them and trying to, punch quarter-sized groups all the time. But, that's kind of easy at, 10 feet away. But when the timer's on you, that kind of changes the whole ball game. So definitely, I actually learned that going to the range, indoor range by yourself, really almost going there with a pen and a pad, just writing down some stuff, and coming home with almost a study guide every time on what you did, what the time was, what your hits were. That's definitely something you can do that. But what did I do that? I usually try to do that once a week with 100 rounds, at least. That's my deal. That's what I can afford. If you can do it more, obviously, the more the better. So. We are running. Go ahead.
That's
AJ.
definitely one thing I struggle with. You said the whole note-taking thing. I've seen a massive improvement if you're disciplined enough to make a logbook and keep track of what you're working on and work on things you hate. Like if you're not a good group shooter, I'm not. I struggle with that, man. Whatever you hate doing, go do it.
There you go. We're coming down to the end here. We're going to take a couple more live questions, and that's it. We'll do the giveaway one more time, and I think we'll run it down. Well, what do you got for
All
live,
right.
Dustin?
One of my buddies, Mr. Wynn here, he's rocking also a very nice, stylish Animal Customs jersey. He says, do you zero your pistol at 15 yards, or do you know your holds at 5, 10, 25 yards, or do you just zero it at like at a solid number?
I don't run adjustable sights. All my Glocks I compete with, they all have fixed sights. There isn't really much zero needs to go on there. I tend to know where they hit at 25 yards, and in from that I'm golden. Like the one I use at nationals, I know I have to hold at 25 yards. It's about holding it 3 inches low into the left because it hits high into the right. As horrible that is, I know that gun hits a little bit off at 25 yards, but it's more accurate than my other one is. And the sights are close, and I don't want to screw with them, and I just leave it alone. I've had a lot of rear sights and problem with adjustable ones. I kind of ditched them a couple years ago.
Bouncing off of that question, something just popped in my head, and I've been talking to us with my buddy Steve making masterclass, and we kind of go back and forth a little bit on this. Chasing match bumps, and a lot of people, and I have a lot of friends that say, "Oh, I want to move up to master by getting match bumps all the way," because they think that the classifier is too easy. The classifier is something that they can set up in their backyard and practice all day, and then when they come out, boom, they're an instant master. But that really doesn't mean you can beat all the other masters by just getting master in a classifier. So what is your take on chasing match bumps, or are you fine with classifying in a classifier and going at it? What are your thoughts there?
If you want to make it in revolver, you have to do it in a classifier. I don't think even at nationals you can get bumped shooting the revolver. There's just not enough people out there. I got bumped, my 3 bumps to master in ESP, SSP, and CDP in all about a month. Just match bumps are fine. however you want to do it. The sport's around and enjoy yourself. Go out and have fun. If you want to go out and get match bumps, go do it. If you want to make it in the classifier, go do it. It's just different way of looking at it. Like match bumps are fine, but sometimes I know the lower level guys they tend to get stuck. They want to wait for that match and push real hard and focus, and then push too hard. I think if you can just do it, just do it. Just go slow.
There you have it. There's a little bit of different opinion on that. So we're going to run this giveaway one more time. This is going to be this is going to be your final time to enter in the giveaway. AJ has added to the pot here. So we're going to be giving away a snag mag from snagmag.com. These are excellent for carrying extra spare magazine if you're one of those people who enjoy doing that. $50 gift card at taxscience.com, anything on their site. They do sell performance supplements. $50 gift card there. We got a Black Rain Ordnance t-shirt. We got a Black Rain Ordnance hat. And we got an AR-15 5.56 muzzle brake or muzzle comp. You can choose in blued and stainless. And from King Shooter Supply and AJ himself, you're going to get 500. There you have it, 500 lead bullets to reload if you're a reloader. So one winner is going to win all this stuff. Type enter me in the giveaway in the chat, and we'll select the winner on the Shooter's Mindset Facebook page. Go give us a like there, and see if you won. Like I said, I say this every chat. Give me a couple minutes, at least 30 minutes, maybe even tomorrow morning for me to select the winner after I get everything edited and everything done, and we'll have a winner. So definitely check back tomorrow morning, if not tonight, see if you won. Send me a PM, and we'll get all the stuff out to you as soon as we can. So any conclusions, any websites, any sponsors? This is your time, AJ. If you got anything, go for it.
Yeah, King Shooter Supply definitely helped me out a lot. Roger's Better Bullets. I shoot with the XF2I team too. They helped me out a little bit. It's definitely King Shooter Supply. Without them, I wouldn't even learn the sport existed, honestly. I was just some guy in a gun store, and the owner was kind enough to mention to me about IDPA, and, hey, you want to shoot a match this weekend? There's one right around the corner. I'm like, I'll go. I had no idea. If it wouldn't be for them, I would never know the sport existed, and just go out and talk to people. It's all local gun shops are great for that. Just go out, and you never know who you might meet and where you might be a couple of years down the road, shooting and enjoying yourself. Next thing you know, I found a new hobby to love and enjoy.
You got any interesting new guns in the cabinet over at the shop now? Worth mentioning? Some hard to find stuff or anything like that?
Yeah, we actually have a Colt. One I personally still drooling at is the Colt built 3-gun rifle. I think gorgeous, 18-inch barrel. It's just totally, there's no crap on it at all. It's just a nice Colt rifle.
There you go. So if you guys are interested in a Colt rifle, give King Shooter Supply a call and talk with AJ, and I'll sell it to you. Dustin, what do you have?
As all my sponsors, Springfield Armory, Animal Customs, Black Rain Ordnance, Patriot Supply, USA.net, Comtech, Crimson Trace, everybody. If you need anything, check it out on my Facebook fan page, at Dustin Bluth on Twitter. That's all I got, man.
What I got is, of course, subscribe to the channel, the YouTube channel. We do this show once a week, every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. We have a different guest every time, top shooter. We're also going to get into some industry stuff. We're going to have who do we have from? We're talking with Black Rain Ordnance, getting them in there, AP Customs. So we're going to do some industry stuff coming up. We're also going to get a lot more junior shooters on board as guests. So definitely subscribe. Check out the Shooter's Mindset on Facebook. Want to give a shout out really quick to everybody who donated prizes to the show today. Black Rain Ordnance, one of them. Snagmag.com, Tax Science, and what else? Am I missing somebody? I think that's it. Black Rain Ordnance donated the shirt, hat, and the AR comp. So, and definitely King Shooter Supply and AJ for throwing in those 500 count bullets. That's awesome. Much appreciated. So we're gonna end it here. We're exactly at an hour. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to episode 14. AJ, you were a great guest. I'll be talking to you for future stuff. Definitely keep in contact with you. Dustin, thanks for joining me again as a co-host. And we're out of here, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for tuning in.